What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another hero's journey. This is going to be a quick one, but I just kind of wanted to chime in on our obsession with gear, our obsession with having the best. So right now, I'm shooting on, in theory, what are the worst setting on the A7S3. Because I was trying to figure out how to shoot in 30 frames per second on my go-to mode. Never heard that sound before. Why not when I'm shooting my video? Sure, perfectly. But, so I was looking for 30 frames per second because I usually shoot at 24. And I realized my go-to setting, I don't see it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of a shit show. Like, where's my setting? I find it in the HD mode and another 4K mode. But I realized, like, oh, this is kind of like a pretty big damper. Like, I'm gonna have to figure this out. But it got me thinking too, like, we get so obsessed with having the best stuff, and I'm, always looking for gear, buying gear. I mean, right here, I just bought this lens a month ago. And, I'm going through my usual, I get the thing, I'm excited. The first month or so, I'm kind of in regret / I'm happy, but I'm regretful. I still think I made the wrong decision. It takes me a couple months to really accept that I'm stoked on the item or the purchase or the decision or the choice. And it just got me thinking that it's funny how it's almost like we set ourselves up to fail by achieving too much or by gaining too much. And it's also analysis paralysis. There's just too many options. You're almost kind of helped out a little bit when you're given the bare bones, or it's a necessity and you're at the bottom and you're just working with what you got. Because it's just so easy to get caught up with the Joneses. It's just so easy. And I'm supposed to be working on music right now. The goal is to start this new album. I still don't know if I'm going to do singles or an album. I want to do the album. Making singles is easier because you can just make the song and then you're done and you move on. But the album is the more ideal thing. But like, I just want to know, how does this look? Because usually I'm shooting at 4K 100 mbit. This is HD 30 frames per second 16 mbit. This is 1/10 the amount of mbit, and it's HD as opposed to 4K, which is almost like a quarter. 4K HD, just a teeny little part. I mean, you remember 720p and then 1080p. 4K, it's not even double 1080. It's like quadruple. It's crazy how amazing 4K is. So, and I think just the crop-in factor does make 4K great in the end, but I just know on bigger shoots, when you're shooting for multiple hours all day, I know a lot of people still shoot in HD, and that's kind of a little test I was doing, and it was a curveball to notice, oh shit, I can't shoot on my go-to setting on here in 4K. It's not even an option. They have 24, 60, 120. Where's 30? What's up with that, Sony? I've never noticed that before. Never noticed that. And that's kind of like that's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't get it. What is what it is, I learning my lessons, and it just also kind of made me rethink that I definitely sometimes I'll get so caught up in the preparation and having all my outs for when the problems occur. But it's like when you're leaving for a trip. You pack everything. Oh, do I have everything? And you keep packing. They're anxious. Did you bring everything? Did you forget something, etc.? My favorite time is when I'm on the way to the airport, because then there's no going back. Now, recently I did forget my icon pass, and I did have to go back. But besides that, I've never left to go to the airport and then been like, oh snap, I forgot that thing, I'm gonna get it. It's like, nope. You have this bag, and whatever's in these bags is what you got. And that's almost a blessing to have less things and to have just to be forced to be grateful and work with what you got, as opposed to accumulating shit and then you're just gonna need to upgrade in a little bit anyway. So it's very interesting how it happens to me all the time. So this is a test, like how does this look? Does this look any different than my stuff usually? Also, like the lighting in here is pretty shitty. I don't even have really a key light. I tried to make this as shitty as possible. Even though the UV filter I have is a shitty UV filter I just got for free. That's my latest rabbit hole, is diving down. Do you even need UV filters? Blah blah blah. I like having a filter just to protect the lens. Now, knock on wood, I mean, like, think about your iPhone lens. Think about the GoPros, like those never get scratched. I'm pretty sure these super expensive lenses are just as durable, but is it worth that risk? And is the image quality degraded at all to make that, you know, worth it or not? Well, let's see. Let's take this thing off. So, taking off the filter. Actually, am I not taking off the filter? Oh, I am. Okay, taking off the filter. Let's see, a real-time test. Alright, does the image get better when this comes off? 3, 2, 1. Any noticing differences here? Ready? 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Might have scratched it when I brought it down. I don't see much of a difference. This is a crappier one, so looking into the filter, I might have just scratched the lens putting the filter on. Well, we're filming this without the filter the rest of the time because wasn't the point of the video. Thought I'd be clever and just whip that up real quick. Wow. All right. And let's do this in real time. Let's check this lens. See if I just scratched my $800 lens. Let's see. Oh wow, is that something? All right, let's get the wiper. Let's see here. There you go. Real time repair here. I think it's okay. I think I'm good. This lens is a little dirty. I think I'm good. I'm even being ballsy, not using my professional wiper. I actually had another scare the other day. I was changing a lens, and when you change the lens, you expose the sensor of the camera. I had my little. Let's see here. Let's get this guy. Nice and alright, so it looks like I did not scratch it, hopefully not. I don't see any scratches, so. Also, I'm just at the beach so often that I just rather have it on there. It's a little piece of sand, you know, that's obviously gonna happen. But back to my story. So I was doing a little to the sensor when I took the lenses off. So I was taking the lens off, I was holding the camera in the sensor, you know. This thing kind of like came down forward and I almost just like stabbed the sensor with the blower. I think it did hit the sensor. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it was actually the my A7iii that happened. It did it on the A7iii, and so right away I'm like, oh no. So I looked at it. So what I'm talking about is this. You know, when you take the lens off in here, that's the gold. That's the gold. See, you put the lens on, take it off like that. So I took that off, was cleaning it, stabbed it. And I was like, oh, huh, okay. Well, thanks camera gods. That's just what I needed for a huge shoot in a month and all these other shoots. So appreciate that one. Sarcasm, obviously, but the whole point of this is like, are you gonna spend all this money and then worry about ruining your gear? Don't you love your shit you've had for a while and you can just use it and not worry, and you drop it and you're like, oh, okay, I've had that for a while, that served me well, hope it's okay, but if it isn't okay, that's okay. That's where I like to be with my gear. And when you keep buying new gear and keep building your arsenal of whatever craft or whatever hobbies you're into, you're gonna keep adding to the potential of picking up a new thing, which is never good. So I'm pretty set. A few little things here and there, but overall it's just maintaining now, to film another day. Like surfing, the goal for surfing, shout out Big Bill, is to surf another day. The goal with filmmaking is to be able to be creative for another day. So, alright. That's about all I got to say for this episode of Hero's Journey. I appreciate everyone tuning in and all the positive feedback that I get. It really helps to keep this going. Thanks y'all. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm inching my way to that golden 1,000 subs so I can start making that sweet, sweet YouTube money. And that is my dream life. So, alright y'all. Take care.